Good afternoon and welcome to Fridays with Friends. My name is Jeff Hittleman. I'm a lawyer with Coast to Coast Legal Aid. Today, we're going to talk about a nonprofit that's been in Broward for over 50 years. They do amazing work in our community. Everything from bringing food to over 6,000 people last year, to providing thousands of hours of counseling. It's Goodman Jewish Family Services. Happy to have with us Anna Maria from Goodman Jewish Family Services. Good afternoon, Anna Maria.
Hi everybody.
We're going to talk about the services that JFS provides, who qualifies, and then the special partnership between JFS and Coast to Coast Legal Aid. Starting with the history, Anna Maria, tell us how long has JFS been involved in our community?
Goodman JFS has been around since 1962, over 50 years, more, 60 years.
Close,
So,
yeah, just about.
Close to 60 years. So we've been around a long time helping the community of South Florida.
If you can sum it up, what's the mission of Jewish Family Services?
Is to meet the needs, social service needs of residents, seniors, or families of South Florida, for food, financial assistance, counseling, case management services, anything that people are in need of. They contact us.
Let's go into a little more detail and look at all of the services provided by JFS. How many different programs are there?
We have a total of 7 right now.
Could you walk us through all of these different services?
Sure. Well, our main program is the Holocaust Survivor Assistance Program. It provides case management services, counseling, social interaction with survivors of the Holocaust. In order to be eligible for the program, it is a very thorough intake process through Germany and our case managers. Again, people do, in order to qualify, they call the intake number of JFS, which is going to be highlighted later. And the care managers then will talk to the survivor or the family member, and they will go through the process of how to qualify for this special program. Very much in need in South Florida. It is, right now we're serving about 600 survivors.
Wow.
Yes. Very busy program, very needed.
Definitely. And like you said, we'll put that phone number in the chat.
Yes, great.
Tell us about some more of the programs.
Okay, the other program, the Behavioral Health Associates, is also growing on a daily basis. There's 3 locations right now. And they do have their own phone number to contact them. Or again, you can go through the main number and request to speak to a specialized professional intake coordinator, and who will, of course, respect your privacy. They will discuss the need, and they will assign the person calling with the appropriate counselor once all of the intake information is received and completed by the caller. The other program is a very special program. We were honored to have them at the Rack Pack. This is Boost, or Joshua's Path, which works with adults, special needs adults with developmental disabilities, intellectual ID, however, and whatever need that they are looking for, support for job coaching, social skills support. So we had them at the Rack Pack for over a week come in and just do different jobs that, you know, they can learning how to fold. But at many of them, there were above and beyond as to what anybody would be able to teach them. So, but they just enjoyed being out and with the social group.
Awesome.
Um,
Let's talk in a little more detail about two programs in particular. The first one is the Cupboard.
okay, so the Cupboard is it's a kosher food pantry. In order to receive services through the Cupboard, you have to be Jewish and kosher. It is also, it feeds many families, especially since COVID hit. We do emergency food. I mean, I have been known to go pick up food for non-Jewish kosher families because this is just what they do. They're out there to feed people. Nobody wants to hear that there's a family or a person in need of food, or especially these days with food being as expensive as it is. You know, we want to support, and it is an awesome program. They get referrals daily from anybody in the community that is in need. Like I said, if anybody is in need of food immediately, they can call and we can absolutely, you know, try our best to get them fed. And then from there on, we could, of course, you know, refer them to other programs and ongoing food security. They do tons of mitzvah projects, except volunteers. They are desperate need of volunteers, going back to the Cupboard. They're doing a special program this Sunday, a mitzvah project for the need. So, okay.
Numbers are just amazing, helping 6,000 people, half a million pounds of food. Just
A lot of food. And luckily
service.
there's a lot of sponsors that do donate food, and we are able to thankfully feed everybody that does call us,
Terrific.
plus more.
The next program, I believe, is a new and quickly developing program at JFS, the Rack Pack.
Okay, so the Rack Pack stands for Random Acts of Kindness. It is a clothing pantry. It was started by several community board members, and they're still very much involved. So what the Rack Pack is clothes that are donated. People would come in, people who are in need or starting a new job, but they don't have the right clothing, or the house, you know, there was a house fire and everybody's left without anything to wear. We have hygiene products that are donated, many clothing, shoes, pocketbooks. You know, anything that's donated is is lightly worn, newer. We don't like to use any, you know, we don't like to donate anything that's torn, worn, etc. We do support a lot of domestic abuse clients who, for, you know, unknown reasons, whatever, are in need of clothing, and their children. They do have clothing for children, men, and women. So it is not just for women. We receive donations daily from the community as to people who want to help and support their community. So there is two different ways to contact and make a referral for the Rack Pack. they can contact the main number again to speak to one of the intake coordinators, or call the manager, the Rack Pack manager, Daryl, directly. And I believe her phone number is listed right there on the, that's her phone number and her email. So you can contact her by email to make a private appointment with her. And again, everything is confidential and private. No need to, tell us the reason. You just call and say, hey, I'm in need of X, Y, and Z. And most of the times she'll prepare or look for items that person is in need of before they come. Right now, we are still kind of contactless. So we're preparing the items ahead of time, and then, the person can kind of like view them, look through them. But in some occasions, when it is a special circumstance, Daryl will work with them and have them come in and go through the items and shop. And at the end, it doesn't cost you nothing. And the person will feel respected and come out of there feeling like, it was the best experience ever.
It is. I've been there, and what I was impressed by, just felt like I was in a department store.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
really special.
We even have a shopping cart. You fill out the
Exactly.
shopping cart and we will bag it for you. And we don't have our cash register, sorry.
No need. A question you get a lot: do you have to be Jewish to call Jewish Family Services?
You don't have to be Jewish to call us. Certain programs do only qualify. You're only eligible if specifically for the Jewish population. But we, as case managers, we are able to refer you to other sources in the community. Try to assist as best as we can for whatever funding we might have. We have been assisting the community since March of 2020, nonstop through COVID. So right now, funding is limited for many programs, and hopefully things will get better. Certain, like again, I mentioned the cupboard and domestic violence, the domestic abuse department, you had to be Jewish in order to receive services through those programs.
Last, but hopefully not least, let's talk about the special partnership between Jewish Family Services and Coast to Coast Legal Aid, the Senior Citizen Continuum of Care Grant. Tell us about that program and what the goal of the Continuum of Care Grant is.
Okay, well, I am the care manager for Jewish Family Services that works directly with legal aid. When there's a senior in the community, senior being anybody over 60, it's pretty young seniors out there. So if they're having any type of housing issues regarding rents, mortgage payments, HOA fees, homeowners insurance, we have helped people with moving costs, anything that can keep that person in an apartment and feel and remain independent is the goal of this program. We don't want to see anybody out in the street, especially people who do have a housing voucher that are in need of that security money, which is very difficult to save when you have limited income, such as, $800 SSI or even $1,000 these days. It's not much for anybody to save 3 months worth of rent, security, last month. So moving costs, very expensive to live in Broward County. So that's the goal of our program.
What do you do as the care manager?
Well, once I received a referral from legal aid, I do contact the person. We complete the paperwork that my agency is looking for, which is Jewish Family Services, what they require for us to assist financially. I visit them at home. I gather all the documentation. I review and assess the needs in the home. I do a complete assessment, sometimes it's not just about rent. It could be about food insecurities, someone needing home care, someone doesn't know how to reach out to the healthcare provider, needs transportation to get to from point A to point B. A lot of times people are collectors of many items that need someone to go in there and help them organize and clean so they don't lose their housing voucher. So I would go visit, discuss the plan, make a plan with them. Hopefully everybody will be in agreement and follow through with keeping them safe in their home.
And I can tell you first, Anna Maria would go above and beyond in those home visits. I remember one story where someone called up and said, she just made the best bowl of oatmeal for me and was so happy about that.
That's the social work background that I have.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Thank you to everyone at Goodman Jewish Family Services for what they do for our community. Special thanks. We're so grateful to have this partnership between JFS and CCLA in the Continuum of Care grant.
Thank you. And it is always a pleasure working with Legal Aid. We always have the best collaboration.
We definitely do.
Okay.
Thank you for watching and joining us on Fridays with Friends. Like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Coast to Coast Legal Aid. And stay tuned in 2022 for more Facebook Live events. Thank you.
Okay.